Anyone who has seen this seed must die. But I directly swallowed it and nurtured it for 18 years. Because my father told me before he passed away, as long as I wait for the seed to sprout within me, I can welcome a transformative change. But I can't speak until the seeds have sprouted, because as soon as I open my mouth, the scent of the seeds will be revealed. However, the roar of thunder may even strike you dead. So for 18 years I haven't spoken a word, causing others to think I'm a mute. Tomorrow is the last day of 2018. But today something unexpected happened. Liu Ryan held a large knife against her throat. I would rather die than give in to Fang Chen. If you break your promise, people will say you are ungrateful. Wang Yan Liu Ruyan's expression changed, stamping the foot. I won't talk about Fang Chen. Dad, help me find a solution. Liu Zhengyan had a terrible headache. The eyes unconsciously glanced towards Fang Chen in the corner. He was handsome with an extraordinary figure. The gaze is peaceful and filled with wisdom. There is an elegant and detached aura. He is a boy with an exceptionally good appearance. Unfortunately, he is a mute. Still a mute who has been tested multiple times without any spiritual roots. The daughter is a remarkable prodigy with a 6th grade spiritual root, favored by Elder King of the Qingyun sect, preparing to take her as a true disciple. Boundless prospects. One is in the sky, the other on the ground. They are fundamentally from different worlds. If my husband truly cannot, let Ru Zu marry in place of Ru Yan. As soon as these words were spoken, the members of the Liu family all turned their gazes towards Liu Ruxu at the back of the crowd. That was a plain-looking bone girl, as the elder sister. She is much prettier than her sister Liu Ryan. Unfortunately, she was born of a concubine. Liu Jia's status is far less than Liu Ruyan's. Wan Yingfeng asked Liu Ruxu to take her daughter's place. Marrying a mute, this made many people from the Liu family unable to bear it. Dead, I still want to serve you by your side. Please don't marry me off. Liu Ruxu bit her red lips tightly, helplessly pleading. Liu Zhenyan ignored her gaze. Yudong Xin Chang Dao. Like snow, the Liu family has been in decline for 100 years. It's not easy to have a genius like your sister. The future of the Liu family rests on her shoulders. Please, beg you, Dad, marry Fang Chen in place of my sister. Seeing her still hesitate, Liu Zhengyin gritted his teeth, a bend in the road with both knees. Do you want me to kneel and beg you? Liu Ruxu was startled, quickly helped her up. Emergency road. Don't be like this. I marry. Is it not okay for me to get married? The moment of agreement, her eyes were filled with grievance. Liu Zhenyin straightened up. The stone that had hung in my heart for many years has finally been put down. She revealed a smile as if lifted from a heavy burden, looking towards Fang Chen. Xiao Chen, how about this? Fang Chen sat quietly in the corner, savoring the tea leisurely. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Lift your gaze. He glanced down and remained silent. Liu Ruxu, with tears glimmering in her eyes, a silent sigh from the bottom of the heart. So pitiful, being conspired against by the family. The Liu family never intended to marry their precious daughter Liu Ryan to Fang Chen, but it was planned out early on. Let Liu Ruxu be the sacrifice. Liu Ryan threatened to die, to Wan Yingfeng's proposal for a price change. Then Liu Zhenyan played the family card. It was all arranged by them in advance. Liu Ruxu is pure and kind-hearted, easily deceived, agreed to take on the price. Such a poor girl. How could Fang Chen bear to hurt others? She picked up the paper and pen she always carried with her. Write a note. Uncle, there is no need to make it difficult like snow. The Liu family took care of me for 10 years. I have already repaid my father's life-saving grace from back then. The matter of the engagement. Let's call it a day. Even if not for Liu Ruxu, Fang Chen also plans to break off the engagement. Since 10 years ago, they saved old Master Liu, has been living in the Liu residence. Since my father's death 3 years ago, when people leave, the tea gets cold. The Liu family gradually became distant from him. Fan Chen understood. The patience of the Liu family has worn thin. If it weren't for the concern that breaking off the engagement would affect fertility, they had long since driven Fang Chen out of the Liu residence. Now he should leave. After reading his words, Liu Zhengyan felt a surge of excitement deep within. Fang Chen spends a day at the Liu family. Just one day reminding Liu Zhengyan. Liu Fu owes a great debt of gratitude to Fang Chen and his son. Day by day, year after year, Liu Zhengyan felt a lump in his throat. But there is nothing that can be done. Now he is leaving. This is absolutely fantastic news. Unexpectedly, Wang Yingfeng spoke earnestly. Little minister, how can this be done? The engagement was arranged by the elder. How could we dare to go against his wishes? What if he returns from his travels? We realized we didn't fulfill our agreement. I can't take this burden with your uncle. If you truly appreciate the Liu household for their care over the past 10 years, just marry Ru Zhu. From now on, everyone is family. Some clever tribespeople saw through Wang Yingfeng's true intentions. They want to marry Liu Ruxu to the mute Fang Chen, destroy her lifelong happiness, clearing away threats for his daughter, Liu Ryan. Liu Ruxu has an extraordinary demeanor, so exquisite. She is a beauty known far and wide. Many young heirs from prominent families were coveting her. If she marries into a wealthy family, or became the wife or concubine of some powerful figure, without a doubt he would become Liu Ryan's rival. Now marrying her off to Fang Chen, a worthless man with no background. This completely eliminates any potential risks. Truly vicious. Fang Chen saw it clearly, looking at Liu Ruxu, who was silently shedding tears. A helpless sigh, silently contemplating in my heart. Even if I helped her once today, after I leave, she still couldn't escape Wang Yingfeng's clutches. At that time, her fate will probably be worse than marrying a mute. These years, Liu Ruxu is the only person who treats her kindly. The year my father passed away, she was overwhelmed with sadness and fell seriously ill, lying in bed for 7 days and 7 nights. The Liu family ignored it completely. It was Liu Ruxu who stayed by the bed, restless and caring for 7 days. She just survived this ordeal. She simply couldn't bear to leave this pure and kind-hearted girl behind. Let her fend for herself in the Yan family's fire pit. Morning sound once again. She helplessly picked up her pen and wrote a character to Wang Yingfeng. Good. Wang Yingfeng smiled. Passionate wrote, Liu, quickly take Fang Chen to get fitted for some clothes. You will be married in a month. She couldn't wait to see them married, to avoid prolonged dreams at night. Liu Ruxu wiped away her tears. With swollen eyes, she approached Fang Chen. Come with me. Just in time, I also have something to say to you. Boudoir. It's said to be a boudoir. Actually, it's just a little better than the maid's room. Very simple. Liu Ruxu opened the drawer of the vanity mirror. He pulled out a small pocket that had been hidden away in the corner. Inside are pieces of silver, big and small. The mute child. You shouldn't have agreed. Liu Ruxu sighed. They don't truly wish for you to marry me. I just don't want to be known as ungrateful. Wait for my sister to enter the King insect. They will bump into you. I'll use a spell to drive you away. Oh, Fang Chen smiled faintly. Xinjiang, isn't this girl still a bit foolish? Liu Ruxu pressed the money into Fang Chen's palm. Lexi Dao, leave the Liu residence with this money. Leave lonely prefecture city. I don't want you to live a life like mine. Fang Chen wrote a note. What about you? Liu Ruxu's lips curled with a hint of bitterness. This is my home. They treat me worse. I can't leave either. Morty heard the maids chatting and laughing as they headed to the storeroom to get the tokens. She said nervously, "You should leave quickly. Don't hesitate anymore. Just thinking of this farewell, or Liu's forever. This life. I will never see this spirited companion grow up again." An inexplicable sorrow surged within me. The voice is hauntingly elegant. Don't trust strangers easily when you're outside. Don't eat their food. Do not drink their water. There is still. Don't casually engage with people. If someone finds out you are mute, they will bully you. But little mute. As they spoke, the voice was filled with a sobbing tone, a drop of spirit, swirling in the eye socket. Fang Chen stepped forward, gently patted her head. A gentle voice softly emerged. From now on, you should call me husband. Liu Ruxu suddenly raised her head. A pair of blood-red eyes stared wide open, as if seeing a ghost. Stuttering, "You spoke. You are not mute." Fang Chen smiled as he spoke. "Did I ever say that I am mute?" Liu Ruxu's mind was in chaos. "Zhen Dao, you, are you pretending to be mute?" By Fang Chen carried his hands behind his back, silently gazing out at the sky. And clear blue sky, two thunderous booms echoed in succession. Liu Ruxu trembled at the sudden thunder. "Are you serious? How to conjure thunder out of thin air? Just like 3 years ago." Fang Chen, however, had a blank expression. This is why she pretends to be mute. She has a mysterious seed inside her. Every time I open my mouth to speak, the city reveals a trace of the scent of seeds, attracting the wrath of the heavens. Her father had warned her since she was little. Don't speak. For 18 years. She always followed her father's advice, except for when she passed away. The night, thunder and lightning. A night without pause. Liu Ruxu noticed a hint of sadness in her expression. Just assume she has her reasons. Speaking softly. All right, all right. I won't ask any more. Hurry up and pack your things. If the prince finds out you've been pretending to be mute, it's time to be suspicious again. Fang Chen turned around, gently grasped her tenderness. Now, I won't leave. Stay and marry you. From now on, I will protect you. Liu Ruxu's stunning beauty blushed like smoke in an instant. The words "protect you" echo in my ears. An inexplicable racing heartbeat. She quickly withdrew her hand, spoke softly. "Stop bragging. Your spiritual root is not as good as ours." Fang Chen smiled without speaking. Before his death, her father revealed the truth about the seeds. It was a divine object that harbored immense potential. It takes 18 years to sprout. After sprouting, the host will undergo a transformative change. Today, it is the last day of 18 years. Fang Chen will rise with the first ray of light tomorrow. Rebirth from the ashes. At that time, in the world, there is no longer a mute Fang Chen. There will no longer be a useless Fang Chen. She quietly gazed at Liu Ruxu. Cixin Dao, believe me. Liu Ruxu met Shang Fangchen's calm and resolute gaze. A warm current surged from the depths of my heart. Since my mother passed away, it's the first time someone said they want to protect her. After a long period of contemplation, she stuffed the money pouch back into Fang Chen's hand. Fang Chen furrowed her brow. She still doesn't believe in herself. No wonder. She is still mute now, still an ordinary person without spiritual roots. Everything will change once the seeds sprout tomorrow. Liu Ruxu gazed at her. Her cheeks were tinged with a hint of embarrassment. The heart creates the path. Take it as my betrothal gift. But it's not the sky that flashes with thunder. It is in Fang Chen's heart. She never thought. One day there will be a girl holding her life savings. Let her be treated as a betrothal gift to marry her. An indescribable feeling entwined with Fang Chen's soul. It made her want to hold Liu Ruxu tightly, protect her impulsively. What are you standing there for? Liu Ruxu reached out her small hand. Gently adjust her clothes. Gentle way. Uncle lived a life of poverty. I didn't leave you any gold or silver. I hope these savings can help you. She is struggling herself. But in my heart, I was still thinking about Fang Chen. Fang Chen could no longer hold back. A fairy embraced her tightly. He embraced her tightly. Once again, she spoke softly. Perhaps our union was an accident, but the ending is right. The most beautiful marriage, but meeting the right person. Perhaps Fang Chen has met the right person. Liu Ruxu's face turned completely red with embarrassment. Like persimmons in late autumn, the mind went blank. My body was so stiff that I couldn't move. Let Fang Chen embrace. Yang Jiu finally realized. Panicked, she was breaking free. Duh. I went to get my clothes. Looking at her graceful silhouette, Fang Chen placed the money pouch back on the table, smiled and said, "Marrying my wife. How can it be so shabby? Like snow. I will marry you in a grand way." Boom! Two consecutive thunderclaps exploded. Fang Chen glared fiercely at the sky. Hongdao, fry it up, fry it up. After tonight, you will never have another chance. Backyard, Lan Yingfeng's bedroom. Aunt, how can you treat Ruzu like a cousin? Marrying Fang Chen, this good for nothing. Lu Zheng, who has also been living in the Liu residence for 10 years. Kneeling before Wan Yingfeng. The face is filled with intersections. Please take back your command. Let me marry my cousin. Lu Zheng is the nephew of Wan Yingfeng, clever and agile. Another genius with a third-grade spiritual root. Thus, Wang Yingfeng took her to the Liu residence to nurture her from a young age. She is also quite talented. At just 20 years old, he has reached the 5th level of practice. Let Wang Yingfeng face her family. Fiercely slap your face. The only thing that gave Wang Yingfeng a headache was Lu Zheng really likes Liu Ruxu and always regarded her as his woman. Ru Zu married Fang Chen, concerned with the future of the Liu family. In other aspects, Aunt can be accommodating to you. Only this matter will not leave you to mess around. To completely eliminate Liu Ruxu, Wang Yingfeng said that she must be kept. Pressed to death next to Fang Chen, this useless person, ruining her entire life. However, seeing Lu Zheng's face full of grief and anger, in the end I still have a soft heart. Deeply meaningful. Aunt just doesn't want you to interfere with their marriage. It was never said that you couldn't take action after they got married. In case Fang Chen unexpectedly faces life or death, can you marry Liu Zu again? If Liu Ruxu became a widow, those great families and powerful individuals, it is equally impossible to accept her. Who would marry a widow without feeling ashamed? I understand. Thank you, Aunt. Lu Zheng's face suddenly brightened. Show a happy expression. Jai then went back to help Fang Chen prepare for the wedding. Let them marry as soon as possible, Lu Zheng said with a smile. Go ahead. Don't forget to wake up early tomorrow. Aunt will accompany you for the test. Reassess your spiritual root level. Wang Yingfeng said with a smile. Yes. Lu Zheng cupped his hands in greeting, left with a beaming smile. Just left Wang Yingfeng's room. The smile on her face gradually faded away, revealing faint traces of shadow. Let me marry the things that Feng Chen has used. It's truly impressive that this old woman could think of that. I, Lu Zheng, only want the best. Wait until tomorrow's retest is done. If a higher spiritual root is detected, I must do it in front of the Liu family. Get Liu Ruxu back. One day, early morning, Liu Fu West courtyard. In a simple room, Fang Chen walks back and forth in the room. The day has truly come, but stayed awake all night. Anxiety weighs heavily in my heart. Father didn't deceive me, did he? Is this seed really magical? Can it really help me transform completely? Countless thoughts swirl. Fang Chen couldn't help but take a deep breath nervously. In an instant, a ray of piercing light from Yu Guangzhong penetrates the clouds, shot into the room. Almost at the same moment, Fang Chen faintly heard the crackling sound, like a hard shell cracking open. Seed, it sprouted. 18 years of waiting. The moment of rebirth through fire. Coming. He quickly sat cross-legged, abandoned the god of the underworld. The cracking sound in my ears grew more intense. At first, the sound was like a mosquito, gradually like rain pouring down. Then it was as if the war drums sounded like thunder. At last, a thunderous roar shook the mountains and split the earth. It seems to whisper in my ear. The tremor made Fang Chen's vision go black. In the darkness, he saw a tender sprout, breaking through the soil. His reality seems to have stirred some supreme existence. A thunderstorm descended, capable of destroying the world. Want to push it back underground. The tender buds slowly unfurl, subtly absorb all the incoming thunder, and grow at a visible speed. Int 2 inches, 3 inches. Yan, 2 zhang, 7 zhang, 6 zhang, 5 zhang, Pi and Zhang. Fang Chen watched a seed intently. The thunder and lightning nourish the earth, growing into a towering giant tree with no end in sight. Thunder knows it cannot stop its growth, gradually coming to a stop. Just when Fang Chen thought everything was over, a mighty roar reverberated through the air. And dare to seize the divine arts of my Taixu ancient clan. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, we will all find you. I will find you. The roar echoed in my ears. He just felt a splitting headache. The soul must be shattered in the face of immense divine power. Critical moment. The ancient tree of Taixu scattered beams of green light, merge into Fang Chen's body. That feeling of tearing gradually faded away, and under the influence of the green speckles, Dan Tian finally discovered a spiritual root. Fang Chen's survival after the ordeal. Pale complexion. Who is that? A roar that separated countless moments and spaces. Almost destroyed myself. There is still more. Why did he say this tree belongs to the Taizu ancient clan? Isn't this from his father? It took him a while to calm the turmoil in his heart. Unconsciously glanced at her abdomen. The voice cannot be refused. Spirit root. I have a spiritual root now. He let out an incredibly surprised shout. He waited 18 years for a complete transformation. Finally here, after a long time, Fang Chen calmed his emotions. Carefully examined the spiritual root. His sight left me stunned. Transparent color. His spiritual root is actually transparent. No color at all. Red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, purple, black, white. There isn't any transparency. Liu Ryan's spiritual root is azure blue. This indicates he has a sixth grade spiritual root. The highest is the white spiritual root, according to legend, representing the 9 ranks, but the transparent spirit root, never heard of it. It seems I need to go to the testing shop to confirm. Fang Chen murmured to himself. On the mainland, there is an ancient scholars' hall called Tianji Hall, the renowned Qingyan sect. It is just one of the 9 major sects under his command. He established a detection tower in every city, free testing of spiritual roots for everyone. If an excellent spiritual root is detected, you can apply to join the local sect through the local testing tower master. For example, Liu Ryan. It was detected that he had a 6th grade spiritual root at the testing tower. It alarmed an elder of the Qingyan sect. Huoji designated him as the true disciple. It is said that, if the talent is extraordinary, it may alert the people of the Tianji Hall, accepted as a disciple of the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion. But it's just what I've heard. The solitary Boat City detection tower has been established since. No one has been directly recruited by the Tianji Palace yet. I want to enter the Hall of Heavenly Secrets. Must study at the 9 major sects for 3 years. During this period, the most outstanding talent emerged. Only then do you have the chance to be chosen by the Tianji Hall. I don't know about his transparent spiritual root. What level will it be? At this moment, Fang Chen suddenly realized, on the lush and leafy Taizu divine tree, hanging full of enormous transparent fruits, in the lowest hanging fruit, it sealed a martial arts manual. Xuanji Advanced Heart Method. Searching for the dragon scripture. See clearly the words on the technique. Fang Chen was taken aback. The Liu family as an old power in gloomy Boat City. The clan's martial arts are merely a mid-level imperial sword technique. It is one of the top 10 supreme techniques of Guju City. The Liu family has faced multiple crises throughout history. It all started because he was coveted by others. A supreme book of mystical extremes, enough to cause chaos in the world. He took a deep breath, ran to the tree, trying to jump up to reach the fruit, but an invisible force pushed him back to the ground. A piece of information slowly emerged in my mind. The lowest hanging fruit. Only by establishing a foundation can one harvest the fruit. Next, the dark world before him gradually faded away. Returned to the humble room I lived in. He straightened up. The recent experience felt like a dream, but his abdominal spiritual roots told him. That is all true. The Dragon-Seeking Classic. Foundation Building 7. Fang Chen excitedly licked his lips. I can't wait to break through the foundation establishment stage right now. He was unwilling to delay even for a moment. Leaving Liu Mansion, running while walking, breathlessly arrived at the testing tower. At this moment, it is still early morning. The detection tower has not opened yet. The young boys and girls are waiting in front of the tower, ready for the test. Jenna, today is the retest. Don't be nervous. The tower master said you were nervous last time, causing the test results to be below normal levels. You were originally at least a top grade 3rd rank. Because of nervousness, only detected as a medium level 3rd grade. It's just this slight difference in weighting. I can't secure more resources for you at the Liu family. Entering the army from hands. The Liu family's resources are already limited. It is level. If you detect a 3rd grade high quality, and I have tried every means to persuade the Liu family. I'll make an exception and let you practice the Liu family's Liu-style swordsmanship. For this child, Huan Yingfeng has decided to go all out. The core secrets of the Liu family are all planned to be passed on to this outsider. What? Excited to enlist. Liu-style swordsmanship. However, the royal level intermediate technique. It is a powerful technique that ranks high in Guizhou City. Only the core members of the Liu family can have contact. 10 years observing others' expressions at the Liu family, finally able to touch the core of the Liu family. In the midst of excitement, afraid to catch a glimpse of a familiar figure, shaking his head, the gaze was filled with disdain. He is here to retest for a higher spiritual root. How many times has Fang Chen been tested? What is the significance of retesting? He patted Fang Chen's shoulder. Also encountered. Spiritual roots are something one is born with. It is what it is. If there is none, then there is none. Live like an ordinary person for a lifetime. What's wrong with that? Why pursue what you cannot obtain? Fang Chen secretly clenched his fists. Why am I destined to be immortal for the rest of my life? You are a lofty martial artist. At this moment, the door opened. Detective Xu is a lazy old man, doing the same job for decades as if it's just a day. Lan Nam spoke with a blank expression. Still the old rules. Testing qualifications for outstanding individuals can obtain martial arts rewards. Everyone looked indifferent, because the rewards are generally unattainable for ordinary people. In recent decades, the only thing I got was Liu Ruyan, the talent of a 6th grade spiritual root. Received a reward of a royal level lower tier mental technique. Relying on this heart method, Liu Ryan reached the 8th level of practice in just half a year. Even with a 6th grade spiritual root, one can only obtain the most basic cultivation technique. Others need not think at all. Fang Chen's gaze flickered. There are still martial arts techniques to obtain. He wants to break through to the foundation establishment stage. You must have a mindset to succeed. The mind technique is a method specifically designed to elevate one's realm, compared to swordsmanship, suspended methods, and other attack-type techniques. The heart method is even more central, even more precious. Every force regards their techniques as treasures. No outsiders are allowed to interfere. The detection tower is the only place where ordinary people can obtain heart method rewards. Just want to get. It's too difficult, too difficult. Fang Chen was not sure if he would receive a reward. After all, what level is a transparent, colored spiritual root? He felt uncertain. Everyone enters the detection tower. There are many individual secret rooms in the tower. The arrangements by the tower master all come from Liu families Fang Chen and Lu Zheng. In this way, his status in the Liu family will rise even higher. At that time, it will be easier to take Liu Ruxu. Fang Chen shrugged. I wrote a note. We await with bated breath. He also has a spiritual root now, although it's transparent. With the tower master's command, everyone entered the testing room at the same time. Fang Chen has come for the 4th time. After leaving the master's door, I couldn't help but nervously glance toward the center of the secret room. A floating crystal ruler. There are scales printed in 9 colors above. Represents levels 1 to 9. When placing the palm on top, the dancer's spiritual root will activate the corresponding color on the crystal staff. Show the level of spiritual roots. His detection is very precise. From nothing, no mistakes. Take a deep breath. Fang Chen arrived at the crystal ruler. Placed the palm on top. The crystal ruler trembled slightly. A ripple slowly rises from the bottom, rising to the red scale. Then it rose to the orange scale without a pause. Fang Chen's heart, which had been suspended, gently relaxed. He has always been a bit worried. Transparent spiritual root. It's a type of waste spirit root that has no rank. Very soon the wave reached the yellow mark. Then it surged rapidly against the green scale. Fang Chen's heart raced. Green represents the fourth-tier spiritual root, already surpassing Lu Zheng's rank. Placing it in the solitary boat city is indeed a rare and excellent spirit root. But the rebels clearly have no intention of settling. Kins, Blue. Fang Chen clenched his fist. The heart trembled violently. Sixth rank spiritual root. He has reached the spiritual root level of Liu Ryan. Then the ripples did not cease. Purple, Kaipin, eyes, Bop-in. Fang Chen's heart was in her throat. Can't help but feel dry in the mouth. Bop-in. He actually reached the 8th rank, broke the highest record of Lonely Boat City. Thus, the ripples still have great momentum, rising to the highest scale in one breath. But 9 ranks. It is the 9th rank. Fang Chen's pupils constricted. Her eyes were filled with uncontrollable joy, having obtained an unprecedented 9-grade spiritual root. This is the legendary level. However, the ripples have yet to cease. Climbing up again, at the end of the crystal pool, there is a vast emptiness. No markings at all. The ripples continue to rise. In the end, with a final push, rushed out of the measuring pool, flew out of the secret chamber. This left Fang Chen with a shocked expression. What kind of spiritual root do I actually have? He detected it. It seems there is no detection again. Just as the ripples surged out of the crystal pool, Lu Zheng from next door was gazing at the crystal pond. The ripples are rising more and more slowly, like a snail crawling up the wall, stuck at the critical point between medium and high quality. The complexion looks very bad. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Hurry up and grow. Bastard. Lu Zheng hung heavily over the crystal pool, shouting in anger. He thought he had reached the 3rd rank and received 9 kisses. The result turned out to be just a hair's breadth apart. A fine line difference. Let him be estranged from the resources of the Liu family. The Liu family's swordsmanship promised by Wang Yingfeng is even more unattainable. Just then, the ripples surged out from the Fangchen crystal pool. As he passed by the secret room, the powerful momentum of impact. The ripples in the crystal pond were stirred by Lu Zheng. He begins to ascend again after being completely stalled, and charged through the green, Kingxi, blue, purple, black scale. Eventually, it slowly ascended, frozen at the white scale. White scale begin to sparkle, and the light grew more intense. He lay on a bamboo chair, holding a pancake in one hand. A hand lazily lifted the lantern plan. At this moment, the stone door of room 3 lit up first, emitting a dim red glow. He found number 3 in the booklet. Dan Den Island, room 3, Ju family's young lady, Du Tingting. 1st grade low-tier spiritual root. Immediately after that, other secret rooms gradually lit up. Room 7, Liu Family Trading Company's young master, Yu Wangdong. Supreme quality spiritual root. Room number 1, Cheng Jiabao, the young protector, Zheng Xianqiu, a low-grade official, consecutively record the scores of several escape rooms. The tower master shook his head. Sigh. Wu Zhaocheng is truly getting worse year by year. If it weren't for the recent emergence of Liu Ruyan with a 6th grade spiritual root, Wu Zhaocheng's inspection tower is about to be dismantled. Vaguely, in Lu Zheng's secret room, a beam of white light shone through the crack. The tower master rubbed his eyes, looking confused. Bite. A loud clang echoed. He suddenly stood up. The leaked breath sent the pain flying several yards away. An old face was filled with immense shock. gazing at the increasingly blinding white light in Lu Zheng's secret room. Shocking everywhere. 9 ranks. Present life. As the voice fell, the white light suddenly intensified, like a dazzling sun released from its confines. The entire inspection tower is shining bright white. Even the detection tower cannot suppress the bright light of the prosperous era, transformed into a white beam of light soaring into the sky, pierced through the clouds at 9 heavens. Liu family. Liu Ryan finished her meditation. Spiritual energy surrounds the entire body, bright and piercing eyes. Liu Zhengyim looked on with pride. Like smoke, I have already broken through to the 9th level of Kai refinement. At such a young age. In our Guzhou city, this is unprecedented. Liu Ruyan's brows revealed a hint of pride. After all, it's a 6th grade spiritual root. It's not surprising to cultivate so quickly. Wait until I go to Qingyun sect. Achieved royal level intermediate. Even the royal grade advanced heart techniques. Cultivation will be faster. He caught a glimpse of a white beam of light, uncontrollably surprised. Dad, what is this? Liu Zhenyin was also stunned by the extraordinary sight of the ore in front of him. After observing for a while, the path appears in the detection tower. Could it be that a mineral spiritual root has appeared in the world? I heard your grandfather mention it. Many years ago, the Bian city next door, a peerless genius with an 8th grade spiritual root has emerged. During the testing of spiritual roots, a black beam of light shot into the sky, identical to what is before me. The 8th rank is a black beam. That white beam of light. Isn't it the 9th rank? Liu Ruyan stared incredulously at the beam of light, unconsciously biting my red lips. Arrogant as he is, cannot accept. In the lonely boat city, there are actually people whose spiritual roots are even more outstanding than his. It is far beyond him. Watching the gradually fading light, he bit down hard. Drop the accessories in your hand. Rushing towards the detection tower. I want to take a look. Who is he after all? Liu Zhenyin was worried about his impulsiveness. At the same time, I am extremely curious. Who is this extraordinary talent that has emerged? Therefore, quicken my pace to catch up. The entire lonely boat city. Also because the white beam of light created chaos. Countless dancers, madly rushing towards the detection tower. Witness a miracle that happens once every few hundred years. Some of them haven't been seen for many years. The rumored deceased patriarch of a certain family. The appearance of the white beam of light. Let them break out of their coffins one by one. Everyone rushed to see the true face of this Han Dynasty prodigy. The outside world is in turmoil. The detection tower suddenly erupted in chaos. Dancers of detection. They rushed out in a flurry, arrived at Lu Zheng's stone gate. Shocked to the core, the tower master crashed down from the peak of the wind, unconsciously muttering continuously. Mythology. I witnessed a myth. In this lifetime, I can't believe I can see the legendary 9-rank spiritual root. This is related to our Tianji Pavilion master. Identical spiritual roots. A boy with tightly clenched fists. Extreme. Tower master. Is the 9th rank really the strongest? The tower master glared at him. Nonsense. Of course, the 9 ranks are the strongest. It seems like I remembered something. He paused, not quite sure about it. In this world, there exists a type of spiritual root that surpasses the 9 grades. Wuji's spiritual root, the tower master scoffed. The 9 ranks is the existence you aspire to in this life. Treasure the opportunity to meet the 9-tiered heaven face to face. Wait for him to grow up. Your whole life. I no longer have the qualification to be looked at by him. Classical Chinese, the young man was filled with bitterness. Only one talent test. It determined the division of their future status. One is a true dragon from the sky. One is an ant on the ground. This comparison. Cruelly despairing, Fang Chen is in the adjacent secret room. Nature also sensed this disturbance. No way. Lu Zheng has 9 grades of spiritual roots. Fang Chen appeared surprised. If he has such talent, why did you consume the Liu family's resources for 10 years? It's not as good as Liu Ryan's 6th rank. Just as he was pondering, suddenly discovered, the crystal ruler reacted once again. A ball of bluish light flew out from the ruler, fell in front of him. When the brilliance fades away, it turns out there are 2 manuals of cultivation. This is the technique rewarded to me. Fang Chen felt a surge of joy in her heart. He hurriedly picked it up, looked closely. There is a book titled The Supreme Heart Method of the Clear Wind True Classic. Another book is named The Supreme Technique of the 7-Star Swordsmanship, the highest level of martial arts in the solitary boat city. It is medium yellow. He unexpectedly received both at the same time. 2 volumes of Huangji Advanced Cultivation Techniques. The most important thing is, inside, there is a manual he urgently needs. What level am I really? They actually offered such a high reward. Fang Chen couldn't help but be surprised. Liu Ruyan with a 6th grade spiritual root. It's just a reward of a low-grade Huangjai heart technique. But no matter the reason, having 2 cultivation manuals. There is also this transparent spirit root. I will make rapid progress in the shortest time possible. He practiced the technique, opened the sect. A huge sound of the door opening attracted the attention of countless onlookers. So it's Fang Chen. You startled me. I thought it was Lu Zheng who came out. Fang Chen's test this time. It seems like I don't have any spiritual roots again. The strength of Yikeng. One is a rare 9 grade. One is without a spiritual root. This gap is not just significant. Liu family is a magical place. 10 years living under someone else's roof can raise a worthless person. You can also raise a proud true dragon. Fang Chen frowned. I want to argue with them. But if you think carefully, why bother? Secretly cultivating 2 advanced Huangji techniques, silently improving one's strength is the true path. He is now all alone and helpless. Let people know the foundation. Instead, it easily brings about big trouble. So he recalled it with a faint smile. Fang Chen, you are here too. What's going on inside? Liu Ruyan and Liu Zhengyan rushed over. Fang Chen, who is also being monitored, was discovered. Liu Ryan bit her red lips tightly, rapidly pressing for answers. Fang Chen calmly wrote a note. Lu Zheng detected a 9th grade spiritual root. What? Liu Ryan's face instantly turned pale. Liang Qiang took several steps forward. I can't believe this reality. Impossible. This is impossible. It turns out to be a rare 9th grade birth. Moreover, it was Lu Zheng who was fostered in his own home. He couldn't bear the blow of defeat. Tears fell down. Fang Chen sighed quietly. He always felt that Lu Zheng's spirit root test results were somewhat off. So I casually offered some comfort. Wrote, practice with peace of mind. Quietly awaiting the future, Liu Ryan took a glance. However, it felt like Fang Chen was mocking me. Old deist, you're happy to see me cry, aren't you? I feel that I am rejecting your marriage proposal. But your comeuppance, you're overthinking it. I am not as good as Lu Zheng anymore. Also a prodigy with 6th grade spiritual roots. Better than you, a useless person, 100 times, 1,000 times. Fang Chen fell silent. You feel angry inside. Why are you looking for me? A dog biting a shoe doesn't recognize a good person's heart. At this moment, the tower master also noticed Liu Zhengyan's arrival. Run over quickly. A warm smile spread across her face. Liu Xun, congratulations. Congratulations. Liu Zhengyan was taken aback. The tower master usually doesn't show respect to anyone. Only the city lord would give a slight smile. Suddenly so affectionate. Still referring to you as Brother Liu. It made him feel light and airy, as if walking on cotton. Continuing. The strongest warrior in Wozhu city. The city lord Yi Jifen also cupped his fists in greeting. Liu family head. Congratulations. The true dragon has emerged from Liu's residence. Looking at Yi Jifeng's strained smile, Liu Zhengyan felt even more like he was dreaming. Once upon a time, he visited Yi Jifeng amidst the crowd. Everyone was turned away at the door. No one even bothered to pay attention to him. But with a heart full of extreme envy. Take the initiative to be kind to yourself. Several films and shows are not released. Liu Zhengyan needs the former esteemed old monsters. They also approached warmly to chat, talking about his great-grandfather, the origins of the Liu family's ancestors and their connection to the family. It felt as if overnight, the Liu family, once a quietly declining clan, suddenly grew into the most powerful family in Wozhu city. Liu Zhengyan was in a daze for a while before gradually calming his mind. He understands. This is all thanks to Lu Zhen. Wang Yingfen walked over proudly. Husband. At the time, I went against the majority opinion. When Jenner was brought to the Liu family for cultivation, what did you say? I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Liu Zhenyan felt deeply ashamed. At first, he strongly opposed it. After all, the Liu family's resources are limited. Gave it to an outsider. There will be significantly fewer of our own people. Due to Wang Yingfeng's pressure, he reluctantly agreed. I never would have imagined. Lu Zheng is so ambitious. I am blind to the obvious. Thanks to you, madam, my lucky star. That's how the Liu family managed to climb up. This future unparalleled powerhouse. Liu Zhengyan embraced Wang Yingfeng, feeling a deep sense of emotion. Wang Yingfeng's face was beaming with joy. That's not the case. The 8th-grade prodigy from Bian City. I heard they went directly into the Tianji Pavilion. Later became the deputy leader of Tianji Pavilion. We are truly the top of the 9 ranks. Tianji Pavilion will soon come to recruit him. The Liu family. Just wait to be taken to success by me. Liu Zhengyan felt his heart sway. Lu Zheng's 9th-grade spiritual route, not only his personal fate has changed, and the entire Liu family. Not long after, amidst everyone's anticipation, Lu Zheng finally opened the stone door, stepped out with confidence. He came in front of Liu Zhengyan, kneeling on one knee. Thank you, uncle, for your years of guidance and support. Lives up to your expectations. Detected 9th-grade spiritual root. In an instant, everyone in the audience envied Liu Zhengyan. What great luck! Such a gifted child has finally come. Liu Zhengyan wouldn't dare to delay. Quickly help him up. It can't be done, really. You are a 9th-ranked genius. Uncle, how can I deserve such a path? Get up quickly. Lu Zheng felt an unprecedented sense of joy. In the past, I was in front of Liu Zhengyan. Always be cautious in speech and action. A slight mistake would earn a reprimand from him. There, he dedicates himself like a deity. And the tower master, lone boat city lord, some old family oddities. They all looked at him with eager eyes. Pray to establish a good relationship with him. This made him, who had always been at the bottom, there is a kind of leap to the ninth heaven. The feeling of invincibility from looking down upon the world. Just, you Wang on. He saw Fang Chen's shadow. Everyone submits to him, under the halo of the nine-rank spirit root. Only him, both hands tucked inside the sleeves. Lao Shen Zai Zai, not showing a sign of reverence. This made him very upset. A useless mute. Why not submit to oneself? Fang Chen, you don't accept it. In front of all the strong ones in Guju City, all the big shots, the faces of all the warriors. His loud congratulations. Fang Chen turned to look. Expressionless, casually written, "You deserve it." This sound. He only obeyed his father, who raised him single-handedly. The others. None are worthy. Ridiculous. The useless person without spiritual roots. What qualifications do you have to be so aloof in front of me? Lu Zheng said disdainfully. He turned to face Liu Zhengyan. Bowing deeply, he said, "Uncle Liu, I have a request." Liu Zhengyan's blind path. "Dear nephew, please speak. There is no need for such formalities." Lu Zheng glanced at Fang Chen. A smirk appeared at the corner of his mouth. "I grew up with Ru Zhu as childhood friends. Unable to bear seeing her marry a useless man. Please, Uncle Liu, let me marry Ru Zhu. I can only give her happiness. Give her the future." Yes, Liu Zhengyan is in a difficult situation. He has already promised Ru Zhu to Fang Chen. Could it be that we ask Ru Zhu to remarry? Isn't this being untrustworthy? Uncle, if I shout that I want to get married, I believe many families present would be willing to form an alliance with me. Lu Zheng carried his hands behind his back, not without a threatening implication. At that time, I have become the son-in-law of someone else's family. Liu Zhengyan's expression changed dramatically. Lu Zheng is the towering tree that supports the Liu family's rise to success. If lost, he Liu Zhengyan is the eternal sinner of the Liu family, compared to breaking promises and being untrustworthy. Still a timeless sinner. It was even harder for him to bear at the moment he had to make a decision. Fang Chen lifted the pen tip. "Lingli Dul Shuyu. Will Uncle Liu give Ru Zhu happiness? Relying on strength. It's not the mouth. I am willing to compete with Lu Zheng." Liu Zhengyan took a look. My heart suddenly felt at ease. If Fang Chen lost, proactively exiting the stage, then he wouldn't have to bear the reputation of being untrustworthy. Lu Zheng was also able to obtain Liu Ruxu as he wished. Two fists in perfect harmony. As for if Fang Chen wins, one is without spiritual roots. One has a ninth-grade spiritual root. He can't understand. How does Fang Chen win? He quickly looked at Lu Zheng, said with a smile, "How do you see it, Zhenger?" Lu Zheng laughed heartily. "A worthless person. To challenge the nine-rank spirit root. Okay, given that we all grew up in the Liu residence. I give you a chance to compete with those of nine-grade spiritual roots. Even if I lose, you can brag for a lifetime." Liu Zhengyan let out a sigh of relief. "I give you 3 days. Who breaks through a level? Who is qualified to marry Liu Ruxu? Is it a level every 3 days?" Fang Chen felt. 3 days' time. What you've broken through may not necessarily be a level, with his mysterious spiritual root. Additionally, the royal grade advanced mind technique. No difficulty at all. He immediately raised his brush and swept it across the paper. "Sure." Lu Zheng smiled confidently. "A level. My uncle looks down on my ninth-grade spiritual root." 3 days later, waiting with anticipation. At this moment, an old man dressed in elegant robes, emerging from a group of big shots with hands clasped. Down, young Master Lu. I am Qin Cheng Sheng. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Everyone present was moved. Qin Cheng Sheng, the head of the first alchemy family in Lonely Boat City, relying on the ancestral craft of weapon forging, monopolized all the smelting industries in the surrounding cities and the forging industry. It is the only medication that can enhance one's forging cultivation. So, the Lonely Boat City has a moment of tranquility to offend the city lord. There's no saying that I've offended the Qin family at all. His appearance immediately attracted everyone's attention. Lu Jian also knows him. Doubtfully said, Qin family head. What is it? Qin Cheng Sheng smiled as he held a brocade box. 10 small jade bottles are neatly arranged inside. The inner light ripples. It is the renowned forging industry. The Qin family congratulated Master Lu for detecting a 9-rank spirit root. Nothing else to give. These 10 bottles of refined tools just crafted, just for Master Lu, wishing young Master Lu to embrace his beauty in 3 days. 10 bottles. Many people gazed greedily at the forging industry. This bottle is worth a fortune, not something an ordinary family can bear. The Qin family suddenly provided 10 bottles. It truly shed blood. There are 10 bottles of refining tools. Even a pig can undergo a fundamental transformation after drinking it. Moreover, it is Lu Zheng with a 9th grade spiritual root. They looked at Fang Cheng with pity. This kid, destined to lose my wife. Fang Cheng's eyes slightly narrowed. Is the Qin family clearly supporting Lu Zheng? It seems to sense Fang Cheng's gaze. Qin Cheng Sheng did not hold back at all. However, it was taken lightly. Additionally, all the stores of the Qin family, starting today, prohibit the sale of refining tools to others. Not just a platform. It is a blatant suppression. Fang Cheng's gaze turned cold. With a stroke of the pen, I hope you won't regret it. Qin Cheng Sheng joked. I regret it. Regretting giving up on you, this useless person. Hugging young Master Lu's thigh. Laughter erupted throughout the venue. The equation is profound. Took a glance at Qin Cheng Sheng, silently leaving. Everyone gradually dispersed after the farce came to an end. On the way back, following an elder of the Qin family, with a hesitant expression, why was the homeowner so aggressive just now, suppressing a junior? As a family of alchemists, the Qin family earns a fortune in profit every year. Many people are very envious. So, the Qin family has always adhered to the principle of being low-key in life. Don't offend anyone. Qin Cheng Sheng is even more knowledgeable in this way. Always be kind to attract wealth. Never get involved in disputes. Now, however, they oppress Fang Cheng like this. It's hard for him to understand. Qin Cheng Sheng said expressionlessly, Do you remember 10 years ago? Is that the mysterious soul master who emerged suddenly? Elder Han's first tale. Naturally, I remember. The mid-grade refining techniques he developed almost destroyed our Qin family's century-old legacy. If it weren't for him only refining the stone bottle. Stop here with the money and the materials for the willow crabs. I'm afraid of his mid-tier refining skills. We can take over the entire low-grade refining market of the Qin family. The Qin family's weapon forging business is of low quality. The effect is less than half of that of a medium quality product. If that person produces and sells a large quantity of medium-grade magical tools, who would still buy second-rate products? His appearance back then almost led to the direct decline of the Qin family. Qin Cheng Sheng said meaningfully, Do you remember when Lu Zhang came to our Guzhu city? The elder thought carefully, startled and terrified. 10 years ago. Jiazhu, do you mean? That's right. King Chengsheng's eyes glimmered with excitement. 10 years ago. It just happened to be the day Lu Zheng arrived. That mysterious soul master also appeared then. This is definitely not a coincidence. I want. He is likely the protector of Lu Zheng, who has a ninth-grade spiritual root. So, do you know why I intervened in the competition between Lu Zheng and that Fang Cheng? The elder suddenly realized, clapping hands to emphasize realization. The landlord wants to do a favor for Lu Zheng. This led to his recognition by the soul master behind him. If he can become our support, our territory, it extends far beyond just a few surrounding cities. Qin Chengsheng nodded slowly. He pointed his 5 fingers to the sky, tightly clenched, heroically embracing the path of the clouds. I have lived my life with great caution, never made a wrong choice. This time's choice, believing won't be wrong either. As for that thing called an equation, blame it on him for not being observant. You blocked my kin family's path to greatness. Anyway, he's just a small fry. If I offend you, then so be it. Can't turn it over. Liu mentioned, after the equation returns, closed the door immediately, tightened his fists with all his strength. Lu Zhang, 1 hour later, his eyes were filled with wisdom's light. Cultivating inner peace, Kai travels to the dungeon. Concentrate on all things. No wind, no me. He silently recited the mantra, transparent spiritual root within the body, like enormous roots anchored in the void, gradually absorbing the spiritual energy in the air. The stronger the spiritual root, the faster the absorption, the higher the level of the cultivation method. The speed of absorption is also increasing. Combination of the two, mutually beneficial. Soon, strands of invisible spiritual energy appeared, gathered from all directions, merge into his dantian, transform into strands of pure spiritual energy. He is tireless. Wang, my cultivator. Until dawn, a beam of piercing sunlight shone into his eyes. Wake him up. He slowly opened his eyes, jumping out of bed with a hint of anticipation. Circulate the dantian. Take a deep breath and swing both fists. A faint popping sound of compressed air fell into the ear. Refining Kai level 2, in one night, reached the second level of Kai refining. Fang Chen was overjoyed. Liu Ruyan breaks through to the first level of Kai refinement. It took a full 3 days. Joy for a long time. He was not proud or complacent. Just being at the second level of Kai refinement is not enough. You must protect yourself. Moreover, Qin Chengshen won't sell it to me. He frowned slightly. Mo Dai. A spark flashed through his mind. A difficulty arises. Before father's passing, let me bury the box he carried with him for 10 years in front of the grave. Remind me, before the seed has sprouted, do not dig it out. Is there any cultivation resource left for me? Since his father could leave him such a magical seed, the mysterious box must contain something extraordinary. A spark flashed through his mind. A difficulty, before father's passing. Let me bury the box that I've carried with me for 10 years in front of the grave. Remind me, before the seed germinates, do not dig it out. Is there any training resource left for me? Since his father could leave him such a magical seed, the mysterious box must hold something extraordinary. He got up and opened the door. But I heard Liu Ruxu's pleading voice from the neighboring yard. Aunt Wad, this is the resource sent to me by Zhejiang this month. Please don't take it away. Wang Fingfeng was accompanied by 2 personal maids. Pushed Liu Ruxu to the wall. The maid pressed her hands down. Wan Qingfeng took out a bottle of refining liquid from her embrace. The expression turned slightly cold. "Don't think I don't know. You want to give it to Fang Cheng, that useless person. You want her to win." "I hate dreaming. Asterisk smack asterisk." Wang Yingfeng fiercely smashed the refining liquid onto the ground. The precious refining liquid spilled everywhere, mixed with the soil. Liu Ruxu urgently broke free from the two maids, grabbed the wet soil that soaked the fallen leaves. Still wanting to retain some Lin Yi, Kelin Yi and the soil are inseparable now. It is no longer useful. Antoine. She has a calm demeanor, eyes filled with tears from anger. Zio Chen is already very pitiful. Why are you bullying her like this? Even getting a bottle of refining liquid is so difficult for her. Wang Yingfeng clapped her hands dismissively. Who bullied her? The refining liquid belongs to our Liu family. If she has the backbone, she should handle it herself. Rely on a woman to secretly give her. Don't say that we from the Liu family look down on others. Even the beggars by the roadside spit. Let's go. She twisted her waist, left with a heart full and clothes ample. Fang Cheng didn't even have a bottle of refining liquid. I want to win my own bet. Go daydreaming. Liu Ruxu crouched helplessly on the ground. The self-reproachful drama began. At this moment, a hand rested on her back, gently tapping. She turned her head in shock to look. Discovery is the equation. Feeling even more guilty, fell into her embrace. Struggling to speak, I said, "I'm sorry. Zio Chen, I really feel useless. I should be more careful. That way, Wang, you won't find out." Fang Cheng gently patted her thin back. My heart is filled with tenderness. "Well, I don't even have time to thank you. How could I blame you?" Liu Ruxu's red eyelids, still feeling extremely guilty. "But that's the only refining liquid I can give you. What merit do I have? How wonderful it would be to have such a fiancé. The equation has become gentler. I agree with something Wan Yingfeng said. On that, winning requires the help of women. It's not just outsiders who look down on us. I look down on myself as well. Don't worry. I will find a way to handle the refining liquid myself. Quickly go back and rest. Wait for my news." Liu Ruxu remained silent for a long time. He nodded slightly. Just do your best. No matter the outcome. I won't blame you at all. Speak." Leaving the backyard, also left the Liu residence, heading towards Yumu Mountain, abundant in forests and grasslands on the outskirts. She couldn't bear to see Fang Chen isolated and helpless. Still want to do my best to help Fang Chen, although the effects of those forest and grass remedies are far inferior to the refining elixir. But it's better than nothing. Meanwhile, Fang Jing also left Liu Mansion, arrived at the grave mound in the suburbs. That the child is unfilial. I've come to see you." She knelt before the grave, burned a lot of paper money and candles, recalling the years spent with my father. Father is taciturn, likes to drink alcohol. Drunk time, she will point to the sky and curse, as if venting injustice. Late, will look at the moon, tears streaming down my face. Regardless of whether drunk or not, she looked at Fang Cheng. Forever is gentle. That I am going to get married, but it's not Liu Ryan. It's the Liu Ruxu you prefer. You once said she would actually be a better wife for me. Gentle nature. In the land of athletics. Fang Cheng laughed and laughed. Tears began to flow. If you were still alive, they will definitely be laughing with their mouths wide open. When we get married, I will definitely bring her to meet you. wiped away the tears. Fang Cheng said with a hint of apology, "But the child ran into a bit of trouble. I need to open the box you left, father, disturbing your peace. Please forgive me." Bowing deeply 3 times, Fang Cheng raised his hoe, digging the coffin in front of the tombstone, dug a full 3 feet deep, finally dug up a black wooden box. But surprisingly, it hasn't rotted yet. Fang Cheng picked it up. The directory is missing a color. Memory begins. This wooden box is like this. There was no damage, nor did it leave marks of time's erosion. Even buried underground for 3 years, there is no snake that bites heavily when it swallows, even less corroded by the damp soil. It seems that this wooden box itself, it's not an ordinary item. Its heart gently thumped as it twisted the switch of the wooden box. Just a cracked sound. This father guarded for 15 years. Never left your side for a moment. The wooden box that has never been opened. Finally, after the seeds of the equation sprouted, revisiting the light of day. Yeah, as the wooden box was opened, something that makes the pupils shrink caught my eye. Those are 2 jade vases. Inside lies the tranquil green spirit liquid, Ling Tian. It is a medium-grade 7-leaf refining. Fang Jing was overjoyed. He just knows. Father will definitely leave cultivation resources for himself. These 2 bottles contain medium-grade refined Ki. Resolve the urgent crisis. He quickly picked up the lion Ki. This is when I realized. There is also a letter underneath, a bamboo slit. Seeing the letter, his heart skipped a beat. Trembling, I opened the letter. It was exactly my father's handwriting on the tombstone. Zio Chen, when you see this letter, father has been dead for 3 years now. Has your seed sprouted? Have you married Li Ruyan yet? Are you healthy and well? What do you look like now? Father really wants to know. Unfortunately, it can no longer be seen. Father's hope. You are following my instructions. Just open the wooden box. Because of you, the seed has sprouted. Only the things inside the wooden box are useful. 2 bottles of medium-grade refined 7 leaves. It is left for you to break through your current limits. But the most important thing is the bamboo scroll below. Father was of ordinary talent. Understanding a lifetime only leads to a single Furhat. Reluctantly became a 2-star soul master. I hope my son can surpass his father, to become a great soul master. So, you now have the means to protect yourself. At last, this wooden box was left to you by your mother. He once said, after becoming a 5-star soul master, you can open the hidden layer of the wooden box. Unable to unlock the dark layer, it was the father's final regret. If there is a day when you awaken, remember to tell father, "What's inside? Let's go." Wooer, your life will have many ups and downs. Never give up at any time. Is it good? Tears dropped one by one, dropping onto the letter. Feng Zheng seemed to see his father in front of him, saying the final goodbye. Dead, he held back tears, clenching the fist. We must strive to live on. Certainly, definitely, a long time. He wiped away his tears, carefully stored the letter. Waves of turmoil in my heart. It turns out, father was once a 2-star spirit master. Soul master, it is the most prestigious profession in this world. None other than this. They possess soul powers beyond that of ordinary people, unleashing various mysterious soul powers. One can still refine the elixir used by the nameless, a medicine unlike that of mortals. Elixirs needed for cultivation. They are all made from various ancient genius treasures. Such a genius treasure. In the deep mountains and old forests, time passes slowly. Having absorbed the spiritual energy, it inevitably absorbed impurities. Want to remove impurities. They can only be separated using powerful soul energy. So, a soul master. He is a master with mysterious and unpredictable methods, is an irreplaceable alchemist. The Qin family of Guizhou City, the reason it can become the #1 alchemy family. It is because each generation of the family head, the heir will inherit the Qin family's treasured heirloom, a treasure that can temporarily enhance a person's spiritual power. Upgraded level, about the level of a soul master apprentice. Even so, it also allowed the Qin family to become one of the top wealthy families in Lonely Boat City. Stomp your feet. The entire solitary boat city will tremble 3 times. The power of the soul master. It goes without saying. Fang Zheng opened the bamboo scroll, parched and dry-mouthed. If he could learn even a little bit, becoming a 2-star soul master like a father, wouldn't that mean being able to summon the wind and rain in the bamboo slips? It is a series of strange, twisted words. At first glance, it can't even be considered poetry. And as I watched and felt dizzy and disoriented, Tei Soul Technique Part 1. Honor, 8-star Soul Master, Supreme Zai Yao. Those with strong souls. Feng Qi Bai and Bai Wen Zai. Yue King's headache was excruciating. The soul will be destroyed. Cautious cultivation. Only then did Feng Cheng understand. The text above. It's not seen with the eyes. It is recognized by the soul. He can distinguish. The soul is higher than that of an ordinary person, qualified to become a soul master. This filled Fang Cheng with joy deep down. Hurry up and continue watching until the headache began. Can't look at the remaining chapters anymore. Ceased to act. He hurriedly sat cross-legged in front of the grave, quietly digesting what has been seen before. Just as when cultivating the pure breeze scripture, he grasped these concepts quite easily. Just half a day. Just opening my eyes. The look of anticipation. That I seem to have learned some ways to use my soul. Looking at the 2 bottles of medium-grade refining liquid in front of me. He and the next bottle. Another bottle stuffed into the embrace. As the astonishing potency of the refining liquid entered the body, they radiate abundant spiritual energy. Fangji quickly began his training, greedily devouring this spiritual energy. Not long after, he left for a while, joyfully opened my eyes. I've broken through to the 3rd level of refinement. The medium quality refining liquid has such effects. I don't know the higher quality above. What kind of effect does it have? He filled in the pit in front of the grave. I bowed at my father's gravestone. So I got up and returned to the city. But he did not return to the Liu family, but instead arrived at a deserted treasure pavilion. Jianbao Pavilion is the Chen family's shop in the 2nd chain of Guizhou City. The Chen family did not have the same luck as the Qin family, a treasure that enhances soul power. Thus, only very crude medicines can be refined. Business is far worse than the Qin families. Fang Cheng arrived wearing a thick black robe, walked into the shop wearing a mask. The one managing the shop is the owner of Jianbao Pavilion. Lazily lying on the chair, he said, "What does the guest want to buy?" Fang Zheng shook his head, holding a small pebble in my mouth. Make the voice unclear. Not buying. Oh, the shopkeeper with the mustache looked at Fang Cheng in surprise. So you have a genius treasure you want to sell? Some lucky dancers. Chance encounter with precious medicinal herbs. It will also be sold to reputable shops. This is not surprising. Not for sale either. The shopkeeper listened, could not help but frown. This is a place for doing business. You neither buy nor sell. What are you here for? Fang Cheng took out the mid-grade refining solution from his pocket, put it on the counter. I unexpectedly saw the medium quality refining liquid again. His tone was somewhat excited. Looking at the equation, I felt a deep respect. Called out loudly, "Hurry up, what are you all staring at? Quickly serve tea to this esteemed gentleman. The best tea." Fang Chen was momentarily speechless. 10 years ago, could it be the refining liquid made by father? He said expressionlessly, "No need for tea. I want to exchange some materials. How much can the store give?" He picked up the pen on the counter. "I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Materials for refining liquid." The shopkeeper became even more excited. The tone was filled with reverence. Even standing upright, I couldn't help but bend down. "Your Excellency, could it be a person?" "Sole master, the entire solitary boat city, except for Qin Cheng Sheng. No one would want the materials for refining liquid, unless he is a sole master. Prepare to refine the refining liquid." The tone of the equation cooled down. "You want to know." The shopkeeper was startled, quickly pulled at his own mouth. "Gossips abound. I beg your pardon, esteemed adult. If this person is really a sole master, he can't afford to offend even with 10 lives. Let's get to the point. How much can it be exchanged for?" "Fang Cheng Dao." The shopkeeper quickly said, "At market price. A bottle of medium-grade refining liquid costs 10,000 taels of silver. The materials for the refining liquid cost 1,000 taels of silver proportion. Can I exchange 10 pieces of material? It's just a bottle of silver." The price of medium quality items has doubled. But think about his effect being double that of the lower grade. Then I felt relieved. After a brief thought, Fang Cheng's sweaty hands. "Sure." The shopkeeper was overjoyed. Quickly brought 11 copies of the materials. Delivered to the equation. Rubbing his hands, he said, "I won't hide it from you, sir. Tomorrow is the showcase of the solitary boat city's alchemy family. If you had any extra refining liquid, can you sell it to us at the conference? Let me bring honor to the Chen family." Looking at his almost pleading expression, Fang Zheng slightly sweated hands. "Try your best." Immediately left the treasure pavilion. Make sure no one is following. They found an alley to remove their disguise. Walk back to the street calmly. Just walked a few steps. Suddenly a cold laugh was heard. "Boo, boo, boo. Who is this?" Lu Zhen rode on horseback with a beaming smile. Beside him was Qin Cheng Sheng. The two discovered the equation and pulled the reins to stop. Lu Zheng glanced at the nearby treasure pavilion. Couldn't help but chuckle. "Qin family head. Some people daydream. I want to buy low-grade refining liquid." Qin Cheng Sheng applied the I formula. "Indifference. This lonely boat city, except for my Qin family. There won't be refining liquid anywhere else. You are seeking refining liquid at the treasure pavilion. I'm afraid I've sought help in the wrong place. Rather than asking them, it might be better to seek help from young Master Lu." Lu Zhang joked, "Please give me the refining liquid. Wouldn't it be better to ask me to spare his fiancée?" He rode away laughing loudly. Qin Cheng Cheng shot a sideways glance at Fang Cheng. "Disdain path. Don't think about the refining liquid anymore. I can Cheng Cheng on one day. You will never get a drop of refining liquid in your lifetime." Yan Bai also spurred his horse to chase. Fang Zhen shrugged. "Inferior weapon refining liquid. No one wants even a dog." Before long, Lai Ling, the big shot in the treasure pavilion, members of the Chen family, exuding an air of dignity, came one after another to pay their respects. The shopkeeper bent down. "With utmost caution and fear, I say. Les, It's just as I said. In the Chen family, a delicate-looking face, tall stature, a beautiful girl with wise eyes. She is the eldest daughter of the Chen family. Chen Silin, have you sent someone to investigate her identity? Chen Silin asked sharply. The shopkeeper shivered, hurriedly said, how could this old servant dare? What soul masters fear the most is being coveted by others. I upset her. Isn't this bringing disaster upon the Chen family? Chen Silin's expression softened slightly. Just now I let go of my worries. Very good. You handled it very well. This soul master has been given benefits. Strengthen relationships. There was not a hint of negligence. Next, can we get in touch with this soul master? It depends on his mood. If he can at the exhibition, provide us with some medium quality chain enterprises. We can make a name for ourselves. Competed with the Qin family for supremacy. For 100 years, we have been suppressed by the Qin family. Chen Silin's unusual yearning. That soul master can help the Chen family rise, change their family's destiny. He is willing to pay any price when the time comes. After returning home Fang Cheng, suddenly the mansion was bustling with activity. Find it for me, digging 3 feet into the ground. We also need to find Liu Ruxu. What? Liu Ruxu has disappeared. Fang Cheng felt a sudden panic in his heart. I immediately think of the morning, afraid of the scene when suddenly leaving. A bad thought sprang to mind. This silly girl. Could it be that they are off looking for some genius treasure to break through? It's getting dark now. Not back yet. Could it be that they encountered danger? He hurriedly ran out of the city, heading towards the nearby Yumu Mountain, where the only genius treasure grows. Liu Da Marin, stop struggling. Otherwise, it would be such a pity to fall down and become a pile of mush. By the edge of a cliff, 3 strong men with bats embroidered on their chests. Ning Zio stared down at the cliff. Liu Ruxu tightly grasped a vine. He had been holding onto the vine for a long time. The palm was worn raw, leaving layer upon layer of bloodstains, due to physical exhaustion. Pale complexion, body trembling uncontrollably. Underfoot, it is the swirling clouds and mist. A bottomless abyss looms ahead. Come up quickly. Every grievance has its origin, and every debt has its owner. We just wanted to catch you. We just want to demand the gambling debt he owes us. We swear. I won't do anything to you. The words are spoken like this, but their greedy eyes in an instant never left the captivating body of Liu Ruxu. Once they catch you, what is about to happen is easy to imagine. Liu Ruxu gritted her teeth and said, dream on. The leader of the group lost his patience. A flash of light appeared. Pull him up. He just doesn't believe it. Liu Ruxu really knows how to take her own life. The other 2 strong men immediately forcefully pulled the vines up. Liu Ruxu watched as she was gradually lifted up. A sense of deceit filled my heart. She bit her red lips. Han Grandao, Xiao Chen, I'm sorry. I can never marry you in this lifetime. He relaxed his grip, just about to jump into the abyss. At this moment, a series of hurried footsteps suddenly approached. Immediately after, a man pulling vines. A sudden kick caught someone off guard, kicked off the towering cliff, his dark silhouette, amidst a series of cries in the mouth, falling into the clouds. Without a trace, the other 2 men were furious, fighting fiercely with the newcomer. Soon, another one lies on the ground, screaming, the only remaining heart full of fear. Roared, dare to kill those from the blood-floating palace. You're doomed. It's over. The last man. He shouted while running. Liu Ruxu was taken aback. Who has come? Just now, 3 people from the blood-floating palace. One is at the 3rd level of Kai refinement. Both are at the 2nd level of Kai training. End world. A head popped out. Liu Ruxu was immediately stunned. Xiao Chen. He couldn't believe it. It was Xiao Chen who scared away the bad guys just now. Fang Zhen wore a serious expression. Pull him up. Gave him a hard slap on the butt. Roared, "Who sent you here?" Liu Ruxu lowered her head in self-reproach after being shouted at. Silently raised his blood-stained palm. "In the palm of my hand there is a vibrant herb," weakly said. "I just want to help you," looking at the raw skin, yet still unwilling to part with the herbs. A piercing pain in the heart of the equation, folding him tightly in her arms. Heartbroken. "You are the most important person to me. If even you leave me, there is no one in this world for me to worry about any more." Listening to his reproach, Liu Ruxu felt as if she had tasted honey in her heart. Unprecedented sweetness, leaning against the broad chest. Also felt an unprecedented sense of security. He is relaxed in body and mind, carrying deep exhaustion. And so I fell asleep. Fang Cheng couldn't bear to wake him up, looking at the blood on the ground and the corpse in the palace. A hole in my heart. Touched him. Soon found a token. Uncontrollably overjoyed, he said, "Blood Palace token. The Lord's mansion once issued a bounty notice. Kill the blood floating palace, 1 person. Practicing in the spirit pool of the city Lord's mansion once. Many people have made breakthroughs inside." He put away the token, looking around again. "It's pitch black right now. I can no longer see the path down the mountain. We can only find a safe cave." Spent the night inside with Liu Ruxu, while guarding him. The equation wasn't idle either. Retrieved the materials for refining tools exchanged at the treasure pavilion. Attempt to refine the refining liquid. One day at dawn. Fang Jing stared at a pile of ashes on the ground. "It hurts so much that I wasted 3 materials." However, he shifted his gaze. There are 8 bottles of elixir nearby, 7 bottles of high-grade refining liquid, a bottle of top-quality refining liquid. It seems I have more talent than my father. I can now refine high-quality crafting liquid, moreover in excellent condition. You can still refine the supreme weapon refining liquid. Wait until I get proficient. The success rate of the supreme refining liquid will be higher." He eagerly picked up the top-grade refining liquid and drank it down. Unmatched potency of the medicine, emitting 10 times the spiritual energy of low-grade refining liquid. The equation made the body swell up, like a balloon. He quickly sat down in a cross-legged position to meditate, rapidly digesting spiritual energy. An hour later, refining tools level 4. Moreover, it is not far from the 5th level of forging. Fang Cheng was secretly surprised. Liu Ru Yan broke through from the 3rd level of weapon refining to the 4th level, under the condition of drinking low-quality refining liquid every day. It took a full 10 days. He only needs a bottle of top-grade refining liquid to succeed. The effect of the supreme refining liquid, incredibly strong. Feeling the power of the 4th level of refining tools, he couldn't help but gaze at the beautiful face sleeping beside him. A slight smile, like snow. "This time I protected you." Meanwhile, Liu Fu. Lu Zheng's sweat doubled. The expression looked somewhat unpleasant. He stared blankly at the 10 bottles of empty refining liquid in front of him. Why did this happen? I've drank it all. Why haven't we broken through yet?" Wang Qingfeng beside him, also at a loss. It shouldn't be like this. 9 rank spiritual roots, plus 10 bottles of low-grade refining liquid. A pig should have broken through by now. Lu Zheng remained completely still. He could only comfort her. Haste makes waste. Or leave it to your eagerness to break through. It has affected my mood. Anyway, you didn't lose. That useless Fang Cheng, one eyebrow spiritual root, or Mei Lion Kai Yi, even more impossible to break through. You only consider it a draw. Classical Chinese. Lu Zheng let out a small sigh. He scoffed. He even dares to compete with me. I haven't broken through. It's just temporary. He will never be able to break through in his lifetime. Let's go. Compete in the Great Tang. Liu Fu, Fang Cheng, and Liu Ruxu returned in the morning light. Xiao Chen. Liu Ruxu gazed at the Liu family's gate, but hesitated to step inside. This is a contest destined to be lost. The result is that I want to marry Lu Zheng. Staring at the equation in front of me, he felt an indescribable heaviness in his heart. Biting her lip, she said, "It's okay if you lost. Don't blame yourself. I won't blame you. Do you know, the time we've spent together these days, he has regarded the equation as a husband. What if he really loses? I will never marry Lu Zheng. At most, die again." Next, I felt his state of mind. Fang Cheng held his hand. "Kunbrong Dao, I said so. I will protect you." Oh, later. Everyone is like this. Finished speaking, holding his hand, stepping into the Liu residence. 10 years living under someone else's roof. One morning, soaring high into the sky. The equation is more important than ever. All long to face the gaze of the Liu family. He wants to prove himself, not useless. Are we not? Facing my father's anger, Liu Ruxu resembled a shadowy figure. Now, father is worried about my safety. Still worried about not being able to fulfill Lu Zheng's wishes. Let the family lose a pillar of support. If it's the former, father need not worry at all. The Liu family is the same whether I'm there or not. Having a younger sister is enough. Liu Zhenyin filled with anger. Not through elegant fire. The existence of Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruxu has always been neglected. Still being secretly bullied by Wan Yingfeng. He said confidently, "All right, just come back," glimpsing the equation still holding his hand. Slightly furrowed brow. Dao. Equation. How has your training been lately? Fang Cheng wrote down 2 characters calmly. It's okay. It's okay. Liu Zhengyan was surprised. Could it be that he has no spiritual root? I really can't come up with anything. However, think about Lu Zheng's 9-grade spiritual root. No one has broken through the level within 3 days. The equation is even worse. Come with me. The clan members are already waiting in the hall. He led Fang Cheng and Liu Ruzu. Arrived at the Liu family's main hall. Dozens of Liu family members, young and old. The direct lineage of the Pang family. Everyone is present. Some young girls from the Liu family, dressed in a flamboyant manner. Smiling brightly, they surrounded Lu Zheng, chatting. I hope to gain a little of his favor. Liu Ryan smiled gently. Occasionally exchanged a few words with Lu Zheng. When the sticker returns to the equation, the smile has completely vanished from her face. But do not say, "I thought you wouldn't dare to come." At least there's a bit of masculinity left. The clansmen all looked over, uncontrollably comparing Lu Zheng and Fang Cheng. Liu Zai is sharp-tongued and bitter, even directly refusing to continue speaking. I really can't understand. Where did he get the courage to compete with Lu Zheng? I have eaten at the Liu family's table for 10 years. I still don't understand my own identity. What status? Wan Tu and brother Lu compete against each other. If I were him, no need for Brother Lu to bring it up. He let Liu Ruxu go. At least this way I won't lose face. Fang Cheng's expression was blank. In 10 years, I've heard too many cold words. La Nam. He had no nonsense. Step into the hall with an upright posture. Picking up the pen, I wrote. When does it start? The aura of confidence, causing everyone's expressions to change slightly. Liu Ryan looked surprised. Couldn't help but look up and down at Fang Cheng. Today's equation gave him an indescribable sense of courage. There seems to be a confidence that comes from deep within. Does he have confidence to win today's competition? But how is it possible? He gently shook his head to the contest with a clear outcome. When does it all start to feel the same? The women of Lu Zheng rolled their eyes in unison. Look at his stance. One would think he has a ninth-grade spiritual root. The last shred of dignity. After all, I'm about to lose my wife. I can't wait to see him break down and cry. Ah, Wang Yingfeng gently tapped the teacup. Man Taio Si Lai fired a shot. Equation. Everyone fell silent at the sound. Listen quietly to this lady's speech. The wager of the competition. Do you still remember? If you are not as good as Lu Zheng, then it's very unfortunate. Liu Ruxu is about to marry Lu Zheng. Fang Zheng looked at him with indifference. Wrote. Naturally, he had no face left to ask Liu Ruxu to marry him again. If you lose, and from then on, roll out of the Liu residence. The Liu family no longer owes you anything. The equation is carried on both hands, proudly wielding the brush. Good. Then let's settle it with a contest. Wan Qingfeng felt a surge of anger inside. Da, Zhen Er, make your move. Full-scale protest. Even if there is no breakthrough at a level, as long as there is improvement compared to before, it's still a win. The equation is impossible to break through anyway. Lu Zheng confidently walked into the hall, confronting the equation from a distance. The intensity on his face was almost palpable, competing with the 9-rank spiritual root. If your ancestors knew, there will also be a glow on the face. He smiled faintly. Raise your fists. He swung fiercely towards the sky. Ban! It sounded like firecrackers exploding. Completion of the 5th level of Kai refinement. The air trembled with the impact. Liu Ruyan couldn't help but feel a pang of regret. No breakthrough. It shouldn't be like this. 10th grade Kai refining liquid. Even someone like him, a 6th rank. Everyone should break through. The clan members exchanged glances. This result. Truly unexpected. 9-rank spiritual roots. It doesn't seem as powerful as imagined. The situation became awkward. Wang Yingfeng mediated the situation, cultivating a path. Step by step, it's difficult. In just 3 days, I advanced from the 5th layer of Kai refinement to perfection. It's already quite good. Many clan members found it strange, but I didn't think much about it. The female tribespeople looked at Lu Zheng with sparkling eyes. It was even more fittingly praised. The mistress is right. If it were anyone else, I'm afraid we might just be treading water. Yes, no matter what, it can't be compared to a useless person without spiritual roots. Perfection through diligence. Already quite remarkable. Stand invincible. Lu Zhen raised his chest. A proud smile. Fan Chen, although I haven't broken through. But at least it has improved. You still lost. He couldn't help but gaze passionately at Liu Ruxu. Images of him being possessed by me have already surfaced in my mind. Fang Chen lifted his pen and smiled. 9-rank spiritual root. King Changsheng's shame of standing tall. That's it. This remark was very harsh for Wang Yingfeng to hear. He impatiently slapped the table. Heavenly true dragon, a mere creature of the earth. What qualifications do you have to mock? True dragon. Fang Chen's smile grew even brighter. Raise your fist. Throw a punch into the air. A wisp of pure spiritual energy shook the air. It also caught everyone's attention. Kai refinement stage 1. It is the first level of Kai refinement. Xiao Chen, you have broken through. Liu Ruxu's sorrowful face, like the spring meadow, blossoms in full bloom, brilliant beyond compare. He covered his mouth. A gasp of disbelief and surprise. Liu Ruyan's eyes flickered. Incredibly unbelievable. He has a spiritual root. The women of Lu Zheng's clan. Everyone was dumbfounded. Lu Zheng widened his eyes even more. I can't believe what I'm seeing. A worthless person I never respected. Surprisingly, I have broken through to the first layer of Kai refinement. One against oneself. How is that possible? He cannot accept it. A proud genius with a ninth-grade spiritual root. Uncontrollably clenched my fists. Fuming with anger. Wan Yingfeng also felt ashamed. So cold. It's just the first level of Kai refinement. Look at you so pleased with yourself. Break through to the first layer of Kai refinement. And broke through to the sixth layer of Kai refinement. Is there a comparison? The latter is 5 times harder than the former. The female clansmen of Lu Zheng are maintaining. They mocked one after another. Just as long as there is a spiritual root, even a dog can break through. It's the same 3 days. Break through to the 5th level of Kai refinement. It's much harder than refining Kai at the first level. I really don't know where he gets the nerve. Fang Chen just smiled. He raised his hand and threw another punch. The air was drawn in, causing a faint explosion of light. He lifted his pen with a faint smile. And then Liu Ruxu was so shocked that she couldn't close her mouth. Kai refinement's second layer. Xiao Chen, you actually broke through to the second level of Kai refinement in just 3 days. Now Liu Ruyan can't sit still. Kaio Rong looked surprised. I broke through to the second level of Kai refinement in less than 3 days. Fan Chen, did you really not have a spiritual root before? But he quickly realized he had asked a pointless question. Fang Chen is under the watchful eyes of the Liu family. 3 visits for testing him. If he had a spiritual root before, it can't be hidden. The women of Lu Zheng's tribe maintain. I just felt like I had been slapped hard in the face. Stammering, unable to speak. Lu Zheng's pupils dilated, full of cerebral hemorrhage. Break through 1 layer. I have already defeated him. Break through to the second layer of Kai refining. It was like a complete crush. Wang Yingfen was also greatly surprised, yet still stubbornly argued back. Reaching the second level of Kai refinement is not difficult. Can only say, reluctantly catching up to Lu Zheng's progress. However, as soon as the voice fell, Fang Chen threw a punch into the air again. A crisp cracking sound. It felt like a hard slap everyone's face. What happened next? Fang Chen gave a cold smile. Picking up the pen, I extend my greetings. Sen. Liu Ruyan Jing suddenly sat up. They don't even realize they are knocking over the chair they are sitting on. He wanted to reveal his deep shock. Refining Kai, 3rd layer. Impossible. Breakthrough to the 3rd layer of Kai refinement in 3 days. It's impossible even with a 9th grade spiritual root. Fang Chen, what is wrong with you? At first, they wanted to protect Lu Zheng's female kin. I was directly shocked. They practiced for several years. Barely at the 3rd level of Kai refinement. But Fang Chen, It only took 3 days. Lu Zheng and Wan Yingfeng also showed deep shock, staring at Fang Chen in disbelief. 3 days. Refining Kai, third layer. This is not just about defeating Lu Zhen, but pressed him to the ground and rubbed him harshly. The audience was completely silent, all with a newfound sense of awe, gazing at this useless boy for 10 years. Fang Chen carried it on his back with one hand. With one hand holding the brush, blood flows. What about the true dragon? What if I have a 9th rank spiritual root? Give me time. Step on them all. Yan Bai. Embracing Liu Ruxu in public. Just a wave. Ru Zhu is my wife Fang Chen. No one can take it away. Resounded words. Shaking the eardrum, Lu Zheng felt a deep sense of humiliation. Or, last named Fang, what are you proud of? I'm not afraid to tell you. The people from Tianji Pavilion are already on their way. At that time, I went straight into the Tianji Pavilion. And you, the stinky bug with 3 levels of Kai training, compete with me. You don't deserve it. Yan Bai. With a flick of the sleeve, they departed. Fang Chen shrugged. His 9-rank spiritual root for Lu Zheng always had a skeptical attitude. I am just a transparent spiritual root. In just 3 days, I can reach the 4th level of Kai training. Unreasonable 9-rank spirit root can't even break through a single level. The people of the Tianji Pavilion have arrived. They will definitely verify Lu Zheng's spiritual root. At that time, will he really be able to test for a 9th rank spiritual root again? Wang Yingfeng feels humiliated today. Shares full support. Surprisingly, not even as good as a useless person. He glared fiercely at Fang Chen. Anger rode. Okay, you have a spiritual root. Not useless. Isn't it amazing? I originally decided to spare you because I felt sorry for you. Marrying like snow, I don't want you to lie to me, since you're so capable. 10 days later, prepare a generous betrothal gift for me, if you can't take it out. Don't blame me for breaking the promise. Marry Liu Ruxu off to someone else. He slapped the table, leaving in anger. Liu Ruxu, who had just been happy for a short while. Sorrow rises again to the brow. Sign, Zio Chen. I am afraid my small pieces of silver. It's far from enough. Wang Yicheng is intentionally making things difficult for you. No matter how much he takes, he will always find fault. If it were in the past, perhaps Fang Chen will also feel troubled. But not now, because he is a soul master who can refine expensive elixirs. He suddenly remembered. Yesterday, I promised the manager of Zhenbao Pavilion. Participate in the Lonely Boat City exhibition. Just finished crafting a batch of high-quality magical tools. It can sell for quite a bit of money, right? Like snow, I went to cultivate. You shouldn't go out so carelessly anymore. Got it? Fang Chen picked up the pen and advised. Liu Ruxu nodded obediently. And then go ahead. I won't trouble you anymore. He looked at Fang Chen's hurried figure with a sense of relief, eyes filled with longing. There is a husband who is so hardworking and ambitious. What reason do they have for a poor future? Sister, you missed your true Prince Charming. Liu Ryan walked up to him, regretfully said, 3 days to break through the 3rd layer of forging. In front of the 9-rank spiritual root, it is actually insignificant. Future of Lu Zheng. Fang Chen doesn't even have the right to look up. Liu Ruxu gazed at Fang Chen's silhouette, feeling completely satisfied. Lu Zheng is strong. What does it have to do with me? Fang Chen is the one truly worth trusting with my heart. Is that so? Liu Ryan turned her head to look at Liu Ruxu. that face full of happiness and anticipation. It made him feel a bit dazzled. Fang Chen, is it really that good? In front of the Lord's manor, on both sides of the wide street, stalls filled every room. Today is the exhibition event for the city's alchemist families. Alchemists of all sizes come here. Showcase your best medicines. Many local dancers and out-of-town merchants. Urban exhibition show. Through comparison, choose better medication. Use it yourself, or take it outside to sell. For those small family alchemy clans, this is undoubtedly a great opportunity to showcase oneself. For a top alchemy family like the Qin family, it's also a kind of challenge. This film, Qin Jiazhu Qin Chengsheng, on the spacious platform of the Qin family, showcased the best-selling medicine of the Qin family. Low-rank alchemy 7 nights. The onlookers were like mountains and seas. Opposite each other, the equally wide Chen family platform. Yet the door is wide open for the sparrows. Extremely cold and desolate. A huge contrast. Let Chen Silin's heart be restless. Are you kidding? Will that senior really come? The shopkeeper accompanied him. Forced a bitter smile. Soul masters often have solitary personalities. Poison comes to poison me. Is he coming or not? It's all up to the mood. He was also very anxious. If that soul master were to come, the Chen family, who obtained the mid-grade alchemy of the 7 nights, definitely shines brightly. Overpower the Qin family. But if you don't come, this exhibition became a one-man show for the Qin family. The next year, the days for the Chen family will become increasingly difficult. What unsettled them even more was the treasure of the Qin family. It seems to have awakened a more powerful ability. It is said that Qin Chengsheng has successfully refined a bottle of mid-grade Liang Kai 7 nights. Although the output efficiency is only 1%, but if it gets out, will create a huge sensation. The only way out for the Chen family. Just hug the thigh of that spirit master. At this moment, Fang Zheng arrived at the center of the 2 booths. He glanced. Qin Chengsheng of the 7 Nights of Refinement. Qin Chengsheng also discovered him. A slight curve at the corner of the mouth. I also encountered the young man below. Everyone knows, right? Equation, the future son-in-law of the Liu family, competing recklessly with young master Lu Zheng. I have revoked the purchasing rights for the low-grade Lion Kai 7th Night. He was driven mad to obtain a bottle of low grade and vote one. Rushed to the Chen family's treasure hall to seek medicine, but found nothing. Calculate the time. He has already lost the competition now. The observing dancers surged forward. In a short while, we sold several hundred bottles. Overjoyed, Qin Chengsheng couldn't stop smiling. Mockingly said, "Fang Gongzi, you are a negative example. It's more effective than saying 100 or 1,000 words. How about it? You can come to my Qin family's home. Every day, standing at the shop door, I talk a bit. How did you end up in a low-quality potion for 7 nights? The story of losing a wife. May the Qin family have enduring achievements." Listening to the mocking words, Fang Zheng gave a playful smile. Picking up the pen, I write, "Qin family head, you laugh too early." Qin Chengsheng laughed heartily. "You were right. I have even better news to announce. The one who should be laughing is in the back." The smile deepens. Taking up the pen to speak, "I hope you can smile in the end." Yan Bai turned and entered the alley. Qin Chengsheng scoffed dismissively. "What is it? Do you still want to see the Qin family's jokes? You should see what kind of people we have attached ourselves to. That is a 9th-rank spiritual root. The unparalleled power of the future. Unbeknownst to them, Soon after, a figure draped in a thick long robe emerged from the alley, the mysterious person with a mask. This person, it will be a nightmare for him and the entire Qin family. The equation along the staircase stepped onto the Chen family's exhibit stage. Chen Silin is pacing back and forth. Suddenly I bumped into a dark figure, slightly furrowed brows. You are. The shopkeeper also looked over. At a glance, he recognized the attire. Suddenly my heart raced wildly. Stammering, "Big, big and small sword. Is him. It is him." Chen Silin's heart trembled slightly. Hurriedly stepped forward. Jiugong Dao. Silin meets the senior. The shopkeeper hurriedly introduced. Senior, this is the great sword of the Chen family. Dai Fu hosts family affairs. Fang Zheng is indifferent to the affairs of the Chen family. Still spoke in a vague tone. How much of the forging industry can you consume? Chen Silin concealed her joy. This soul master really wants to cooperate with the Chen family. His eyes slightly shifted. Duh. My Chen family has prepared 100,000 taels of silver. At market price, I can consume 10 bottles of medium-grade refining materials. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Fang Chen frowned. He doesn't have a middle-grade refining industry now. Only the finest quality. Chen Silin has not received a response for a long time. Mistakenly thought the money saved was insufficient. Make the other party unhappy. Dao, Senior, you may not know. Our Chen family will purchase your forging business for 10,000 taels of silver. The price is absolutely fair. The Qin family across the street has already refined medium-grade forging tools. In the future, the two families will compete. The selling price will definitely be below 10,000 taels of silver. Our Chen family is losing money and gaining nothing. Fang Cheng Ping Dan Dao. I don't sell mediocre items. Chen Silin couldn't help but glance at the shopkeeper beside him. The meaning is, did you not explain clearly to this soul master? Do not buy his medium quality goods. Isn't it about buying the inferior refining industry? Inferior weapon forging industry? Not enough to make the Chen family renowned. The shopkeeper was so anxious that sweat was pouring down. He clearly said, please invite this soul master to sell mid-grade refining tools on the spot. At this moment, Fang Zheng silently took out a bottle and laid it in his palm. I only sell this. Chen Silin and the shopkeeper looked over at the same time. Chen Silin was still able to remain calm. Can cause pupils to constrict. Refining middle-grade artifacts and the refinement of high-quality equipment. Those are two concepts. The former is a top-tier soul master. The latter requires at least a second-rank soul master. And the second-rank soul master, there is only one Kingian sect. What kind of big shot have I encountered? The shopkeeper gasped in surprise. Shangpin Refining Industry. Senior, you want to sell us this. Equation reversal. Don't you want to acquire it? The shopkeeper quickly said. No, no, no. Want to. Of course I want to. This is a top-tier refining industry. The first chain must be applied. As for the Qin family's mid-grade weapon forging business, in front of the superior. Not enough to see at all. It's just that. The shopkeeper grew worried again. Dao, Senior, how much do you want to sell it for? Every bottle of fine crafting industry. Everything is at an astronomical price. I heard that it appeared in a distant place. A bottle worth 50,000 taels of silver. If this soul master lion opens his mouth wide, the Chen family may not be able to make large acquisitions. 10,000 taels. Fang Cheng said softly. Chen Silin's eyes revealed a hint of suspicion. If there is a deeper meaning to say, Senior, The mid-grade refining industry requires 10,000 taels of silver. He couldn't help but ponder. Is there another purpose behind the equation? Until the equation took out 3 more bottles. Place it in front of you. Pompath. I only have one request. Can it be done? Chen Silin was stunned. No wonder it's being sold to them so cheaply. It turns out this senior has a grudge against the Qin family. Has the Qin family taken the wrong medicine? Unexpectedly provoked a second-rank soul master. He made the decision immediately. Now, if the senior can maintain such a low price for a long time, suppliers of high-quality refining equipment, how difficult is it to bring down the Qin family? Fang Cheng glanced over at the other side. Qin Cheng Sheng, full of excitement and enthusiasm. Dan said, "Okay, provide me with materials for the weapon forging industry. Now I will produce a large quantity of high-quality artifacts for you." Chen Lin immediately ordered his men to arrange the materials and the alchemy site. It is noon. The exhibition reached its peak attendance. Qin Cheng Sheng suddenly laughed out loud. "Everyone, I have some great news to share with everyone. The Qin family has successfully developed mid-tier refining techniques. The price is 13,000 taels of silver." The audience erupted in thunderous applause. Despite being above the market price. But the mid-grade refining industry, it is something valuable yet unavailable in the market. Being able to buy it is already good luck. A slightly higher price is completely acceptable. Looking at the surging crowd, Qin Cheng Sheng laughed heartily, holding a tray with a smile, covered with a red cloth. Qin Cheng Sheng frowned. This girl is being mysterious. However, you want to oppose my Qin family. It must be genuine and substantial. Before the words could finish, Chen Silin's lips curved into a slight smile, straight to the point. We, the Chen family, starting today, limited supply of premium forging industry. Next, he lifted the red cloth off the tray. A bottle of premium crafting industry, suddenly revealed. The scene erupted with a deafening roar. Champion forging industry, truly exquisite. A bottle of effects comparable to 5 bottles of inferior quality. These are the disciples of Qingyun. Only those with talent can enjoy the ultimate elixir. Our lonely boat city actually has something for sale. The Chen family is going against the heavens. Qin Cheng Sheng's pupils trembled. Chen family. Where did the Chen family get their top-quality forging business? This is better than 10 years ago. The rise of the medium-grade weapon forging industry. It must be deadly. But he couldn't understand. The Chen family overnight. Where did the top-tier refining industry come from? He was a bit flustered, watching the guests in front of my booth. All rushed towards each other. Shouted in haste. "Everyone, don't get too excited. The top-quality refining industry is worth at least 50,000 taels of silver. Are you sure you can afford it?" This caused many hot-headed dancers to pause. Her face showed signs of embarrassment. Indeed, the high-quality refining industry is incredibly precious. It's not something an ordinary person can afford. Let's honestly purchase low and medium-quality refining tools. However, Chen Silin curled his lips into a smile to thank both new and old customers for their years of support for the Chen family. We announce a deadline of 1 month. The price of high-quality forging equipment is 12,000 taels of silver. He calculated carefully. 12,000 taels. 10,000 taels are to be paid to the senior. 1,000 is the cost of the materials. The Chen family only earned a meager 1,000 taels of silver. But the earnings are still low, but can bring down the Qin family. That's enough. But The top quality forging industry only costs 12,000. This price, even lower than the mid-grade weapon forging prices of the Qin family by 13,000. Only a fool wouldn't buy it. I want that too. Qin family patriarch, I just bought low-quality refining equipment from you. Don't want any of it. Please refund me. Refund. Quickly refund the money. The crowd suddenly erupted. A wave surged onto the Chen family's booth. The sound of silver notes worth 10,000 taels crashing down. A wave surged towards the Qin family's booth. A large number of returns. The entire chaotic scene. It continued until dusk. Qin Chengsheng watched as the low-quality weapons returned from the display stand. Bloodshot eyes. Why is this happening? Why? He doesn't understand. Where did the high-quality weapon forging industry from the Chen family come from? And so Qi. It seems to be deliberately targeting the Qin family. Grit your teeth. He whispered softly. Chen Xiling, no matter who you lean on, I want to praise our Qin family. You are still too inexperienced. He stood up. I have helped Lu Zhang so much. He should also invite the guardian behind him to come out. Help us, the Qin family. Chen family background. A temporarily set up tent. Fang Cheng took a sip of tea. It's hot. Soothe the throat. At the end of the day, a total of 50 bottles of high-quality refining agents were produced. 10 bottles of supreme refining industry. The top-notch refining industry is kept for oneself. Changpin refining industry sold to the Chen family for 500,000 taels of silver. At this moment, Chen Xiling gracefully walked over holding a banknote, carrying a faint, delicate fragrance. Senior, this is your 500,000 taels silver note. Fang Zheng accepted it expressionlessly. Hugged tightly. Tomorrow, I will refine another batch of high-quality crafting materials. You are ready with the silver and materials for the exchange. After speaking, he stood up, ready to leave. Senior, please wait. Chen Xiling's eyes shimmered with strands of brilliance. Changpin forging industry, enough to topple half of the Qin family's territory. But they also have low-grade weapon forging, still able to cling to life. Fang Zheng thought for a moment and understood. Can afford to use high-quality refining tools. In the end, there are only a few who are without. Most of the nameless. I still prefer to purchase from the low-grade refining industry. The Qin family stands up for Lu Zhen, striving tirelessly to suppress oneself. This account. He needs to calculate it clearly. Senior, can we refine some low-grade crafting items? Chen Xiling cautiously asked. Fang Zhang stared blankly ahead. Lowly weapon forging industry. It's not that it can't be forged. The demand for low-quality forging is very high. He tirelessly refined it day and night. Not necessarily enough to meet market demand. His main focus should focus on cultivation, to deal with the Qin family's waste of time. Clearly not worth it. Can we cultivate a few soul master apprentices? Chen Xiling's expression was slightly unnatural, because of the direction the equation is staring at. It is indeed his smoothly curved chest. Senior, how are you? Chen Xiling's eyes were calm and steady, asking the way. Fang Zheng came to his senses. So I'm considering whether to take on a few soul master apprentices. Specializes in producing low-quality refining tools. However, this matter cannot be rushed. Selecting personnel is a big hassle. Let's discuss it in detail when we have time. He looked at the sky. I bid farewell as I rise. Chen Xiling felt her heart race. Cultivating soul master apprentices It is important to know that Qin Shang has a family heirloom to assist him. It's just the level of a soul master apprentice. If the Chen family had a soul master apprentice, then there will be no more worries. The equation just piqued his interest. Let's put this matter aside. Just now I was lost in thought, staring at my own chest. Chen Xiling clearly misunderstood something, biting lightly on the vibrant, tempting red lips. A faint sigh. He is hinting at me, right? Indeed. All men in the world are the same. Chen Enlionjiu, he said, take out the broken wang crystal. Wait for him to come to the residence tomorrow. I want to see his true face. The broken prosperity crystal is the heirloom of the Chen family, able to see through the disguise. Before making the decision of whether to sacrifice oneself, he at least needs to know the true appearance of this soul master. However, most soul masters are of advanced age, incredibly aged. Thinking of this point, he is casually feeling down. I want to find someone to ease my feelings. Now, I heard that Ru Zhu got engaged. I've been busy with the exhibition these days. Couldn't congratulate you. Generally, you will visit the Liu residence tomorrow. Invite him to my residence as a guest. The shopkeeper's hands were slightly sweaty. Chen Xiling slightly differs from Chen Yin. Also added, there is still more. Let him bring his fiancée over too. He is so beautiful. Many admire his handsome appearance. This engagement. It must be an exceptionally outstanding young master from a prominent family. Let him bring it over. I'll take a look too. Which young master has plucked the pearl of this solitary city? Chen Xiling and Liu Ruxu were once close classmates and friends, although the two have vastly different social statuses. But our personalities are a match, perfectly in sync. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. The shopkeeper let out I'm afraid the young lady will be disappointed. Her fiancé is Fang Chen. Chen Xiling is upright. Fang Chen, who had been living at the Liu family home, isn't she mute? And there is no spiritual root. Are you sure it's her? The shopkeeper sighed in regret. Absolutely true. The tale of the lonely boat city has long been spread. Chen Xiling was taken aback. Liu Ruxu has gone mad. Fang Chen leaves the exhibition, not in a hurry to return to Liu Mansion. She arrived at the gate of the city lord's mansion not far away. He took out the token found on the body of the blood symbol bearer. Upon seeing this order, the captain of the guard stood in solemn respect. Young age, only those who can kill the blood talisman lord. Heroes emerge from youth. Zhu Gong is an evil organization that occupies the territory of Qingyun sect. Burning, killing, looting. Wu Yi Rov Bu Zuo. They have many sects. Qingyun sect's multiple purges have not been completely successful. Helplessness. The Qingyun sect commanded the city lord offices in various regions. Issue a bounty for the assassination task. It's just that ordinary martial artists generally do not dare to provoke those with the blood talisman. Few people can complete the task. You are qualified to enter the Yingyun spirit pool for training once. Come with me. Under her leadership, Fang Chen arrived at a corner of the city lord's mansion. There are two secret rooms standing side by side. Under the secret room, it is the Yingyun spirit pool constantly stirring with rich spiritual energy. When she arrived, a woman in purple was already in front of the secret room. She is extremely tall. Their height is almost catching up with Fang Chen. A pair of perfectly rounded and straight thighs. The waist should not be gripped. Slim back, like an ink wash painting. Hearing footsteps behind me, she turned her head to look. A delicate beauty as fragile as a blown glass ornament. Let time seem to be amazed. Xiu Chang's eyebrow, cold, clear eyes, vivid red lips, exquisite contours, a cold and giant presence from 1,000 miles away, like a fairy stepping out of a painting. She just glanced lightly at Fang Chen. Just look at her cultivation. Calmly said, completion of the 4th layer of Chi refinement. I'm late. Speak. Chose a secret room by myself. Enter for training. Fang Chen straightened this. I'm late. What does it mean? The guard captain sighed. Oh, so you have reached the 4th level of Chi refinement perfection. Indeed, you are late. The Yin-Yan spirit pond has been open for over 3 years. Many martial artists have used it. The spiritual energy of the time is far less than before. Only warriors at the 1st or 2nd level of Chi refinement. Only then do we have the chance to break through. After all, a martial artist at the 1st or 2nd level of Chi refining. The spiritual energy needed to break through, far from being more advanced. Now, those at the 4th layer of Chi refining and above want to break through, unless the spiritual roots are exceptionally good, or possess advanced mental techniques. The captain of the guard added, you can take a look at Fang Chen's outfit. It really doesn't seem like a big family to possess the appearance of having excellent principles. He sighed silently. Since we're here, let's go. Go in and give it a try. Can only cultivate for 1 hour. Hurry up. Excellent spiritual roots and high-level mental techniques. Fang Chen's palms were slightly sweaty. Entered another secret room. The captain of the guard waited once more. Not long after, a middle-aged man, commanding respect without anger, hurried in. It is indeed where the detection tower appeared, the strongest in the solitary boat city. City Lord Yi Jiefeng. Liu Xianzi entered. The captain of the guard appeared respectful. Already in training. Yi Jiefeng let out a slight sigh. Daughter of the Qingyan sect leader, we can't afford to slack off. You await the return of Liu Xianzi once again. If he emerges from seclusion, notify me immediately. End realm. Yi Jiefeng discovered that there were others in another secret room. Couldn't help but frown. Who is in there? The captain of the guard said. He is an unnamed boy who killed the one from the Blood Palace. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Yi Jiefeng couldn't help but blame. Can't we wait for Liu Xianzi to finish her training before letting him in? The captain of the guard hesitated. Then invite him out. Looking at the 2 adjoining secret rooms. Yi Jicheng won the Tao. That's it. An unnamed boy. Low-level cultivation. It cannot affect Liu Xianzi's cultivation. Already waiting here. Yan Bai. Turn around to arrange the welcoming ceremony. Fang Chen had already entered a state of self-forgetful cultivation. The transparent spiritual roots resemble the roots of a giant tree, greedily absorbing the surrounding spiritual energy. At the same time, Guang Jai Diao Deng's heart method, King Feng Zhenjing, it is also in operation, accelerated the absorption of spiritual roots. Both play a role simultaneously. The effect is, the aura of this place seems to be summoned. They all headed towards Fang Chen, the woman in purple next door, entering a meditative state, suddenly awakened, feeling the flow of spiritual energy. On the cold face, a hint of doubt crossed my mind. What happened? I practice the highest secret technique of my sect. The spiritual root is also of the 7th grade. Simultaneous cultivation. Spiritual energy should flow.